So you trying to fucking be a transition god? I got you. All you gotta do is watch this video real quick and follow my steps. Before we get into the overall itself, let me take you down here to the first step of that is what we call a rock bounce or a scoop. This is like one of the things you want to get good at for fast transitions. The hard thing people encounter here is not being consistent. What I do here is just basically jitter all the way down. And here you just want to adjust and line up. Just use your jump once and hit that bounce and then burst out and then start skating. Alright, so the second thing we're finna go into is jumping out to the boop. Obviously you want to switch to bellicose, or if you're on Twilight, that's fine, you can do an overwall with that. The two options you have to get to the boop is a default jump, jumping over the rocks, or you can use your jump. Another alternative for a faster transition is hot swapping. That's just done by swapping off Garrison to bellicose midair and trying to pull back as much as you can. Obviously it's one of the hardest techs, but it just gives you a faster time, so I recommend doing it after you get everything else down. After you pass that and you made it to the boop, your next step is the boop itself, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong here, and just hitting a good one is just depicts if you're going to make the overwall or not. As what's being shown here, here's some of the things that can go wrong with the boop itself. Sometimes you'll get a default jump from not pulling back. Another one is you just will not go anywhere. The most consistent one that my friends and I get a lot is red bars, which is being shown right now. Best thing to do for any of those is just to go on a normal route. Alright, so in order to avoid those from happening, you want to jump down. First thing is just to pull back. You want to pull back as much as you can and also adjust it from your boop landing. You want to hit that back wall and then hit the boop and hit A at the same time. So the next problem you'll encounter is your height. Depending on how high or low you are, will depict if you die. So you gotta learn when to stop your bellicose aim and also stalling before that. Starting off with the stall, first you gotta understand how high you are to stall. And then basically just wanna adjust your height and let yourself fall. Then you'll wanna aim in after that. You wanna let yourself fall off the edge, swipe heavy and block right after. The reason why you do it so late is when you swipe, you don't get stuck. That's seen right here, and then when you heavy, it pulls you right back into the map, and then you'll go right into the cave. Now that you've learned how to adjust your height, one of the things that can happen is you can hit the big rock being too far to the right, and too low and hitting the bottom one. Let yourself land on either the bottom of the hill or the top, and just not swiping here. Let yourself fall down after you pass that rock right there, and just swipe heavy and block. Now that you followed those steps, you should have made it, and you should be screaming your ass off right now, e-going kids in LFG. I'm just kidding, don't do that. The next step is your basic power slide. You just want to swipe on the edge once or twice, and just slide off. A new tech that was found that's using D2 speedruns. Originally D2, what we call it is a gatekeeper boop. Basically it's used for people that don't have slide, like warlocks, people that are doing IRB, and also bubble strat. This is the exact spot you want to be aiming for when dropping down. You basically just want to aim for the little black marks on the rock. It's as if you're doing a no sword loop, just hit A right as you hit the ground, and also move to the right after you hit it. For Warlock, it's just a little bit different. Obviously Angel of Light instead of bellicose. Now that you're consistent with Overwall, one of the things you want to learn is how to get no fog and obviously how to get back up. If you're running solo, you're just going to be in Vault of Gods. And if you're with a team, I recommend Paradox because you'll just spawn back up every time. Basically, you just want to go into the next load, swipe on the edge, and then jump off. Always make sure you're quick with it because you'll get stuck most of the time. Now the last overwall tech we got is with Gary. This one is very inconsistent just because you have to hit a perfect boop and not die to hitting the rocks. So good luck with that, but I'm finna get you alright. Starting off with the God boop. Just hit A right as you hit it. Go to the left as far as you can, trying to hit that wall or the rock under it. And just try to go as far as you can with that jump and block all that. And hope to God you get it.